So let's create an Adventures in Middle-earth character. So for this, you're going to need potentially the book. You will definitely need the book, the player's guide, a bit of scrap paper, a character sheet, and you will even need the player's handbook from AD&D from Dungeons and Dragons, or you can download from Wizards of the Coast the D&D basic rules for free. And you will need this section here, which is pages 6 to 10, which goes through the character creation. So that's what we're going to do. To begin with, step 1 is choose your race. So for that, we're going to turn back to here and go to the player's guide. Now, the character I thought I'd create is, if you've watched previous videos, you see we've been doing battle companies, and I created an Arnold battle company, and there was a character in there called Elgaraine, which is a female ranger. So we're going to recreate her in Adventures in Middle-earth. So we don't have races in Adventures in Middle-earth. We have cultures. So you turn to the culture section, and we're going to have a look at what culture would best suit Elgaraine. It's going to be upside down for you, unfortunately, because I've got to read it. So we have Bardins. It's not going to be anything for there. That's like descendants of King Bard. Bjornins, descendants of Bjorn. It's not going to be good for us. Dunedain. I think we're going to go for her, but we'll carry on going through to see what's here. Dwarfs of the Lonely Mountain. She's definitely not a dwarf. Elves of Mirkwood. She's not an elf. Hobbits of the Shire. Definitely not a Shire. Shire Hobbit. Men of Bree. Could be. I think we're going Dunedain. Men of Lake. Men of Minas Tirith. Riders of Rohan. And in other Woodmen of Wilderland. There are other cultures in region guides, like elves, Rivendell elves and so forth, but I think we're going to go for Dunedain. I'm going to need this because this will help us later on, because we'll get bonuses and so forth. So we're going to create a Dunedain. So in the culture, which I'll write in pencil, we'll fill it in later on. Dunedain. There we go. Cool. Next, it's pick a class. Incidentally, we have the rules here, but also in page. Let's find it. Instruction. Contents. Page 24 of the player's handbook. It takes you through the steps, but not the rolling. So we've got a culture. We're going to go to a class now. So go to a classes section. We have a scholar. She's definitely not a scholar. Give you all the information. Scholar, you get different things at different levels. Slayer. This is so scholar is for if you want to uncover secrets, master the art of healing, be admitted to council of the wise. It's not that. Slayer, toss wolves and goblins from the path like straw and feathers. Take revenge on the enemy. Fight alone. It's going to be a fighter, but I don't think that's more for like barbarians and wild. Treasure hunter. That's for people who want to sneak into caverns, spy on movements, steal back treasure. Nope, not that either. Wanderer. Now this, instantly you see a picture of a female sort of ranger here. This is probably what we're going to go for. If you want to explore the wild world of Middle-earth, hunt down and destroy servants of the shadow, guide accompany adventures through perils of the wild. Yes, this sounds like it. And I believe later on there's, fighting style at level 2. We could probably pick archery, because I want it to be a ranged ranger, and so forth. So I think that's going to be the one, but we'll have a quick look at the others anyway. Warden is a defend free peoples against the shadow, inspire your allies for greater deeds, bring hope when all hope is lost. Maybe still going for Wanderer. Warrior is going to be a basic fighter, defend free folk with forces of arms, wear heavy armour and fight with discipline and courage, command followers and master weapons. More for if I was going to do some sort of Minas Tirith guy, I think I'd pick that or a Rohan dude. Well, that's it. And again, there are other classes in other books, so we're going to be a Wanderer. So in here, class and level, we're going to be a Wanderer level 1. So right there, and we're going to need this open because we're going to take bits from here as well. So what I should have done is bookmarked the Dunedain page, which is luckily only one page. I bet I don't have any paper. I need to create a bookmark, so we'll use this. No, we won't, that's too big. Aha! Old bit of paper. So, nothing like being prepared, is there? And I'm never prepared, so yeah, put that there, and put that there for now. So, next is level. We got that. We're level 1, but you could create a character at a higher level. Next is figuring out our hit dice. Now, for this, we're going to need a bit of paper, a bit of scrap paper for this. We're going to have hit dice. Your hit dice at level 1, you have 1 hit dice, that's cool. And your hit dice is determined by your class. So we'll go back to the book here, and it will tell us in hit points, hit dice is 1d10 per wanderer level. So that's beginning level 1, I have 1. Hit points at first level is 10 plus your constitution modifier, which we'll get to in a minute. So my 1 hit dice and my hit points will start at 10 plus something. We'll write that down on a bit of scrap paper. Next up, we are going to choose your abilities. This is where the main bulk of what we're going to be doing happens. So, where are we? Page 7. Determine ability scores. For this, we're going to need some 6-sided dice and a dice tray. 4 to be exact. We roll 4 6-sided dice a total 6 times effectively, and we take that and we take the highest one and we total that up. So that's 9, 5, 4 and 3. So that's going to be 9, 12. So we have 1, 12. So some way just write it down on a bit of scrap paper here. So that's one of them. Use that. That's 9. And so we're just going to do this 6 times. Oh, 6s and 5. Oh, that's a good one. That is a good. So that's 12, 17. Excellent. Ooh, that's low. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's not too bad. Okay, 2 more times. Get rid of that. This is going well. Another 17. This is cool. So I only got 1 low one. Put that in charisma or something. Get rid of that. Okay, so we got 6, 5, and 3. So 14. I hope my maths is good here. You're normally good at maths until you're on camera, and then it's all like So that's it. We've got our 6 ability scores rolled now, but we don't know where they're going. So what we want to do is each one of these will represent your strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. So you come back to here, and we will be writing these in here. So let me just and each ability score is good for certain things. What we can do now is actually next to it on this scrap here, these scores will give you something called an ability modifier, and this is a plus or minus roll to your dice. Here there is a chart showing you your different modifiers depending on your score. So let's have a look. My lowest is 9. We come down here and you can see 8 to 9 gives me a -1 ability. So we want to put something that we're not really going to use for our class really. Our highest, 17, gives us a +3 modifier, so that's cool. Now the rule for this, if you don't have this, you don't want to download this, is you subtract 10 from the ability scores and divide the result by 2, rounding down. So for our 12, so if you look on the chart, we can see 12 will give us +1. So 10 minus 12 is 2. Divide by that by 2 gives us 1. Let's have a look. 9, which we're going to get -1. So 10 minus 9 is -1. Divide by 2 is 0.5. Rounding down, that's -1, which is what it gives us here. That's correct. 17 minus 10 gives us 7. divide that by 2 gives us 3.5, round that down gives us 3. So that's what that gives us. So we can effectively now put our modifiers in here. If we write it now, it just makes it easier. So +1, -1, +3, 10 is average, so that gives us nothing, +3, and 14 is +2. So now we need to assign the ability scores. What we do is you need to take into account your class and your culture. So our class of Dunedain, see here we got ability score increase. Your wisdom and constitution scores increase by 1. So that could be interesting if we wanted to give this a boost. Adventuring age 16, 18 to 60. Size, man size, speed, we move 30 feet. So you can begin to fill in some of this sheet here. Speed, so we can write 30 here. Hit dice will be 1. We know that. We have 1 because we're level 1. Yeah, let's sort of go through and begin to fill this in. And we gain 1 Dunedain cultural virtue, which we can do later on. And I believe I'm mannish, or I get another one. So what I'm going to do is just quickly pause. Status living, culture is complete, is martial. Current hit points, we'll fill that in a minute. So yeah, there's little bits you can sort of go through now and fill in before we experience points have 0. Okay, and also you have to take into account this as well. What it will prop somewhere here, if I can find it, it's brilliant. It will tell you saving throws of strength and constitution. So let me pause and we'll come back once I figured stuff out. Brilliant video. So now we're getting to the stage where we want to stick our abilities somewhere. Intelligence I'm not too worried about for this character. That's more for going to be more wise than intelligent. Intelligence like for scholars and so forth. So what we're going to do is in intelligence stick 9 here and write our -1 modifier in the little box there. That's great. Because we're a wanderer, really it's strength and constitution are going to be our main things. I also want her to be fairly dexterous and somewhat wise, so we cross that off here just so I know. So I'm thinking 10 in charisma. I think I'm going to put the 10 in charisma, which gives us 0. She's never going to be charged. She's used to being in the wild, so she's not going to be that charismatic. She's not used to being around many people. She's on her own, so we're going to put that in there. So now we've got a 12, a 17, a 17 and a 14. So I'm going to put a 17 in strength. She's going to be a warrior, so she gets +3 in the bonus. So we'll get one of them off. I'm going to put a 17 in constitution. I think that's 3. Although we do get our wisdom and constitution is increased by 1. So that would put that up to an 18 and +4. And our wisdom, which is going to be, it's not really going to affect anything too much, so I might not do that. So creating a character, there's a lot to think about. Let me just grab a rubber. Let's just take a step back on my constitution. Because I'm +3, can I get, by adding, if I add the 12 in, that will bump up to 13, that's still a +1. If I put a 14 in, that will bump it up to 15 and still gives +2. So I'm going to leave it like that, I think. So I'm going to put it as 18 now, it's +1, and she gets a +4 in here. Well, that's going to be 18 plus 4. So there's that. So we've got two left to write in, I believe. Yeah, we'll use both our 17s now. Dexterity and Wisdom. I do want it to have a bow. So I'm going to put the Wisdom as 12. No, I'm going to put the Wisdom as 14, bumping up to 15 plus 2, and she's going to be 12 as Dexterity plus 1, because primarily it's going to be a sword, but she will have a bow in time. Probably level 2 I'm going to go for archery. So we've done that. Next we size. Speed first, we've got that written down. Martial in here. Law of Numenor, we have proficiency in the history skill. So you got your skills here. So you'd come down here to history and go, okay, let's find history. So I can't find it. There it is. And that's also based on your intelligence modifier. So our intelligence modifier is -1. So whilst we're proficient in it, so we get +2, we're -1, so that is going to be 1 in there. So we got one sort of thing of, we got a +1 for proficiency, so that's cool. Raised in the Wild, you have proficiency in the survival skill. So we come down here, do the same. So across that, that's +2. So let me just check this. Proficient, which is +2. Yeah, so I'm proficient at +2 plus Wisdom. I believe this is how it's working out. Desperately trying to see this. Yeah, this is it actually. I think. Yes. So what we're going to do is survival +2 plus Wisdom. Wisdom's 2, so that's 4. Languages, I can speak and write both Sindarin and Westron. So desperately trying to find somewhere on the sheet. There is somewhere you can write down. Here it is. Other proficiencies and languages. So in here you can write languages. I speak Sindarin and Westron. So that's nice. And starting virtue, we gain 1 cultural virtue of your choice, which we'll do in a moment. And now we need to go over and do this. So our hit points are 10 plus our Constitution modifier. Our Constitution modifier is 4, which is why I wanted to do that. So that means my current hit points are 14. So we'll write 14 in here. That's good. But then we'll worry about that later on. Proficiencies in light armor, medium armor, and shields. So, so we have in here we write proficiencies down here, and we sort of make a note of this. So it's light armor, medium armor, and shields. We also have simple weapons, so you make a note of this in here underneath your proficiency section here, and you'll probably want to, I'm scrawling this, you'll probably want to then go back and rub it out. Martial weapons, no tools, saving throws, which you've got this section here. We have a strength and a constitution saving throw. So strength and constitution, so we write that in. And it's our strength bonus, which is +3, and +4 constitution. You can see why, we are really living up to our character architect, as it were. So, yep. So there's that. And we can fill these ones you don't have proficiencies in later on. Skills, we have survival, which we already have because of our culture. And then choose 3 from animal handling, athletics, insight, investigation, nature, perception, stealth and traditions. Now in my Battle Company's character I got her a wolf or a dog, so I know I'm going to have animal handling, so I want that to carry on. So it's that. So she has +2 because that's how you take that straight from your wisdom bonus, because it's only proficiency bonus you get, I believe. Your +2 plus your bonus. So there's that. And then choose. So we've got another 2 to go. So investigation's intelligence. That's -1. So we don't really want an intelligence-based one, really. Which I think they're all going to be intelligence-based. Stealth. I want to be quite stealthy because she wants to wander around the world. So that's going to be that +1 because that's a dex bonus. We've got one more. I don't want traditions really. Athletics is going to be strength. That'll give us +3. Insight, investigation, nature, perception. I'm going to give her a perception bonus, and that's based on our wisdom, so that's +2. We're martial, so for our equipment we have hide armor. So we can write that here in our equipment section. I have hide armor, and this will affect our armor class and stuff later on, which we shall do in a bit. We have hide armor, a martial weapon. We can have a shield. Probably gonna have a sword. Probably martial weapon. I'll make a note of it. We can pick a better one, a weapon later on, I guess. Martial weapon. A short bow or a great bow. I'm going to go for great bow. Great bow plus 20 arrows. And our shadow weakness is we have Wandering Madness. So we fill that in later on, and we can go over what this is in a bit. Madness. And we'll fill that in later on. We have our initiative, we can do that a bit later on. Efficiency bonus, that's, we should have filled that in earlier on, that's just +2. We don't have inspiration yet because we haven't played. Passive perception is your wisdom, which ours is 15, so you can write that in there. And yeah, that's basically our basics entries things, but then we can go through here. You can see on this page here you have the Wanderer, and you get a proficiency bonus at level 1. I don't know if you can see this on here. It also says we have known lands and ways in the wild as a thingy-majiggy. So I'm going to have a read up on this because I should have prepared, and I'll get back to you. So yeah, here we have at level 1 we have some features. We have some I guess, yeah, they're called features that go, you write down in this section here. At level 1 we have known lands and ways of the wild, so we can write down known lands in here, and you can give it a little description of what it is. What it basically is when you're in your chosen region, the DC of personal journey event tests is at -2. If you're the guide and travelling in your regions, the peril rating is reduced by 2. You have advantage for blighted areas. You can't get lost. You know at least one place in each region to take a long rest. You have advantage on stealth checks in the region. And when tracking others, you know the numbers when they pass through, which says C82 here, which is covered in this here, telling you this here. So I might just write, just for now, page 82 for that. We also have ways of the wild. and this has different effects at different levels, but at level 1, which is what we're interested in, we have advantage on all wisdom survival ability checks. That just means we roll 2 dice and pick the highest result. So that's that done. So we're beginning to fill out our character quite nicely. One thing you may want to do, I won't do it now, show you, but all these saving throws and skills here that don't have a number by them, you look at what they are, what the modifier is, and if you're not proficient in it, you just use your dexterity modifier. So where's my strength was +3. Actually, I think that is 2+. I'm gonna have to check this. I think that's 2+. But anyway, I'll come back to that. I think these ones might be wrong. That might be 5, and that might be 6. But so you write all the others, and here, same with here. So this was +2. So like for acrobatics, which is dexterity, I would write +1, even though I'm not proficient. And all sort of my intelligence ones, we know are going to be -1. So you just write that in there. But we'll do that. I'll come back in a bit on this. On that one, I have to read up. So I think we are almost there. The only thing I have to do is, because I'm a mannish race, I get to pick a cultural virtue. I think now just going through here to have a quick look. Yeah, to make sure you just go through here and make sure you've got all your level 1 stuff in here, which it pretty much is. A lot of it is pertaining to later on levels, and you have some archetypes here if you wanted to use those, which I'm not. I don't think. Hunter with beasts. I'm not a hunter. I'm going to befriend my beast. So what you do is you find the virtue section, which is coming up, virtual chapter, and you just then got to find the Dunedain virtues. So let's quickly skip ahead. Backgrounds, nope. So content, it's a lot of bookkeeping. This kind of like it. I love this sort of thing. 100. So yeah, I've skipped right past it. But Dunedain is 103. So we can come down to page 103. Yeah, pick a virtue. So you can have stuff like Dauntless Guardian. Virtue C. You learn See the Unseen. Could be interesting. Endurance of the Dunedain, Foresight of the Kindred, Royalty Revealed, Northern Dunedain only, Sternness Still. Your Shadow Corruption is better than most. For your Spirit Resolute, fine. Makes your Wisdom score by 1. You have advantage and all. I think I've already got that anyway. Something similar to that. So, well, I'll probably read through this and pick one a bit later on, but we'll write that in here as well. Virtues effectively replace traits and stuff in real D&D. So we're pretty much there now on our character. Work out the armor class, and you can come up with some background stuff here, some character traits and bits and pieces, which we can do in a bit. Oh, I just made a little tiny mistake actually. Under Dunedain says ability score increase. Your wisdom and constitution are increased by 1, and you may increase 2 additional ability scores by 1. So, yeah. So what I'm gonna do is come down here, do our intelligence by 1, so that's now 0. So anywhere where we had intelligence, we get to add 1. So that's history 2 now, and we could have picked some other. I was happy with them anyway, and we get to pick another one up by 1. Leave intelligence, charisma. I think my wisdom I'm going to go up by. No, already done that because of there. Constitution, dexterity is going to go up by 1, so that's going to go up to 13, and that won't affect anything. So just going back to the saving throws, you do add your proficiency bonus plus your ability bonus on there. So now we've got this complete and correct. I can fill in all the others I don't use just with my ability bonus. So next up we have this section here to fill in, which is your character traits, and for that you go to the background sections of your player book, and there's different backgrounds in here. You have Loyal Servant, Doomed to Die, Driven from Home, Emissary of Your People, Fallen Scion, The Harrowed, Hunted by the Shadow, Law of the Road, The Magician, Oathsworn, Reluctant Adventurer, Seeker of the Lost, and Well Weary. Now I'm not going to go through all of these individually because that would take too long, and we're here to create our character, but if you're interested, get the book and have a read through. But we're going to pick the Law of the Road because I feel, you know, as a Dunedain, she's going to wander around and so forth. So what it does, it gives us some more proficiencies, give us animal handling, which we already have, and survival, which we already have. So I could have picked something else here to give us some more bonuses here, but this is fitting what I want my character to be, so I'm going with this. We also get a feature, so we can write this in here, which is Weather Law. So we write that in here, Weather Law. And what this does is Weather Law will, as a seasoned traveller, you have uncanny ability to predict the weather, C133, which is here. So it's just, if I put 133 here, and I know 82, so I can refer back to it. We can read up on that. You can read up on that what that actually is, but that's cool because she's going to be out in the wild. She knows what the weather's going to be. We've got some more dice rolling to be, and I've put away the dice tray because I'm an idiot. But so for this, what we're going to need to do is we have distinctive qualities, specialities, hope, and despair. These all help you role play your character. You know, it's not all roses, sunny and roses, and all that malarkey in Middle Earth. So you have a bit of despair, but you have some hope as well. So what we're going to do is 1d8. So if I quickly, it's a 6. So that's the one that's for this. So I get quick of hearing. You understand one must listen to nature and as well as see it. You've learnt a lot from hearing and interpreting those sounds. So my distinctive quality is I'm quick of hearing. Again, you can write a bit of notes in there, sort of that, so you know what it is later on, but I'll leave it blank for now. I can fill it in later on. Our speciality is a d6, so grab a d6, and I get a 5. So our speciality is storytelling. You've heard many stories while on the road, and you have a gift for imparting them to others. So I'm a storyteller. Okay, that's cool. We have that. Our hope, I get a 4, which is absence makes the heart grow fonder. Only by leaving the familiar can we appreciate it. So I'm going to just write absence and fonder there. I can go through this with pen later on and fill it in properly. And our despair, again, this makes us role playing, so I can imagine that I can role play her that she likes going away, but when she can come back to her familiar surroundings, she's really happy. But what makes her despair? 1. Oh, my travels are a simple excuse for getting away from my problems at home. So that's interesting. So I'm just going to write 1 there actually, just for now, just while we're here. So, and that is our character filled in. Pretty much got the armor class here, which I shall come back to. I just scribble that in at the end, but it's to do with, I think your armor class is basically, I forget now because it's been a while since I've rolled up a character because I'm normally the DM, but it's something like armor class is 10 plus your dexterity modifier, and that's without a shield or armor, and then whatever our shield, we've got a hide armor, so we have to look up what that gives us later on, and we've got a shield as well. So I can't remember whether it's going to be in this book or the actual handbook. If it's handbook, we'll come back to it later on because I don't have it on me at the moment. I think it's probably going to be equipment. Okay. We did have some money as well, which I forgot, which is in the martial bit somewhere. Yeah, we have In doing that, we have some bonus equipment. We have 3d6 pennies, so that's good. So let's roll that up quickly. So 3, 6, 11. So we have 3d6. We have 11 silver pennies. We can write that in there. And we have all this here, which you can write in here. We have a dark travelling cloak, hood, backpack, belt. I don't know if you want to write this in, how useful that will be, but you can write that in your equipment list. What I've got is, I think I'm going to imagine that this won't have, this will just have the stuff that's for, yeah, it looks like it is. It's going to have just the, so I'd need to have a look in the player's book for hide armour. Although saying that, we do have weapons here. Oh no, it is going to be in here, because I really want to give it the hide armour is armour class 12 plus dex modifier, max to 2. So my dex modifier is 1, so it's 13. So what did I say the armour class, the stuff was? It's going to be, so we're going to leave it on that. This is brilliant. This is entertainment, isn't it? Armour class is, yeah, so instead of 10, because I've got hide armour, it's going to be 12 plus my dex modifier, that's 13. Plus I do have a shield, which is going to give me a plus 2, so my armour class is 15. But is her dex modifier, yeah, because we've done that, so it's 12 plus 1, 13, plus 2 for my shield is 15. So yeah, you got this, you look here, you got the table here, you find out what stuff you've got, what equipment you got, and it tells you what your base is, plus your modifier, and then plus 2 for your shield. I have a martial weapon, which is here, so this is where we can pick our martial weapon, and I want, I think I want her to, I may not put her with a shield yet, I may come back to this, so I may want her to have a longsword, which is what I start with, which is 1d8 slashing. So my martial weapon's going to be a long sword. So that's 1d8. So somewhere around here I need to make a note that my, yeah, of course we got it here. So attacks. So damage type. I've got a longbow. We can write that in. And that is, how was it saying? Athletic bonus. Athletics is plus 1. So +1, -1. I don't know what the ath is actually. This is weird. I don't know what that is. But anyway, we can have that and a longsword. Its damage type is longsword is 1d8 slashing, because the slashing can be important. And the, I've got a, oh, great bow, isn't it? Not a long bow. Short bow. Where is the great bow? Here it is. That's what I said I had. So I've got a great bow. That is 1d8 piercing. Okay, so I would say that is our, yeah, I can have, yes, it's not two-handed. Short bow's two-handed. My great bow's two-handed. So if I used that, I'd have to drop my shield. It's just something to know. My great bow's two-handed. My long sword is not. It's versatile, 1d10. So that is our character pretty much created. You can now come up with your own background for it if you like. Actually, yeah, I should write the background in here. By background, I mean your story background, I should say. But our rules background is Law of the Road. My player name, I can fill that in later on. We don't need to put 0 there. Speed's 30. Current hit points 14, nice. Don't have any temporary hit points, we're not miserable. Hit dice is 1d10. Write this in now. Per level. We can write it or fill it. We can fill this all in a bit later on. We've got proficiencies are fitted in, written in here. We've got a June and Dying ones here. Longsword proficient in light armor and medium armor. Okay, we forgot before we go. Forgot to do the attack bonus. Now, your attack bonus is you when you attack, you're going to roll a d20, and then you're going to add your proficiency bonus. We're going to add this effectively, but this is going to be your proficiency bonus, but only if you're proficient in the weapon. So that's what we got here, and your appropriate ability modifier. For melee, it's going to be your strength modifier, and for range, it's going to be dexterity. Now, a longsword is a martial melee weapon, and I am proficient in martial weapons, which is nice. So it says martial weapons, so it doesn't say melee or range, so it's martial weapons. So I'm proficient in that, and my great bow is a martial range weapon, and I'm proficient in that as well. So it's going to be, I'm going to get to add my proficiency bonus, and I'm proficient in them, so that's 2 for both. And then, so that's +2 already, and then that's going to be my strength modifier, 3. So that's going to be +5, that's going to be nice. And my range weapon is my dexterity bonus, +2, so that's +3. Because I'm proficient, so I get my proficiency bonus. So that's not too bad. So, shall we try a mock attack? Let's see. Say I've got to get 15. I've got to make 15. Perhaps that's this enemy's armor class. So I've already done it, 16, but that would be 5, so that'd be 21. So, you know, even if it's tougher. So 9 plus 5 is 14. So I wouldn't actually hit it that time, but I would come close, even when I roll low, so that's handy. And I actually think now that's our character complete. That is Elgarine, gone from Battle Company's SBG form into Age of Middle-earth form. We'll see how she plays in the game, possibly. I might get someone to play her in a game. Have her as a backup character in case the player comes and wants to join us that hasn't rolled a character. But yes, that's Elgarine. Excellent. Thanks for watching, we hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button and leave a comment. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Stick with the channel for many great videos to come.